Part 25, Luke 23:55, and I do believe I'll get to the end this time. And I need to, let's see, do that. Prepared is to be brought spices that perfumes to keep the animal away. And since I'm adding this, and are laid on and around the body. This needs to be said that I added all this. To understand why I'm doing this, adding all this text, there's a video below that talks about what tombs are, and you'll get the idea why I'm adding it here to make sure that it's in the text. To keep the animals away and are laid on and around the body. Keep the animals away. Wait. You know, that reads better. Yeah, I think I can make a period here. It's not the greatest proper English, but that looks good. They brought spices. They brought spices, that perfume, that that perfumes to keep the animals away. And they are laid on and around the body. Okay, I don't need to correct all that stuff up there. Let's get on with it. It's the holiest day because it's the first day of the year. And it's okay, here it is, the first day of our year, not week, but year. And Passover was designated the first day of the year when our Creator led them out of Egypt. And this I can see as being reading out of place. Oh, wait a second. And this will be, and they brought spices and perfume to keep the animals away, and they're laid in and around the body. Okay, it was those people that came through to lay those spices down. And if you're observant of insects, there's some insects that don't travel or rest on certain spices, and because it lets off a perfume smell. So that's why I have it spices that perfumes to keep the animal away. Hopefully that can be done, but which they had to prepare. But now it's talking about a different day, our holiest day, the first day of the year. At dawn they came. We don't know who they are. That was confusing me there. And they found the roller stone away from the tomb, rolled away from the tomb. This is a stone or probably a large wooden wheel that's they can move back and forth, and that's all explained in the video as well. So just understand that it's easy to enter and take out. When it happened, two angels suddenly appeared and stood near them shining. They had dazzling so I used the word shining, but maybe I should take it to say shone, meaning that they're white. Angels have this whiteness about them. It's hard to tell in words, but it's not like it's giving off light. They just are this bright white light coloring. Terrified them, they bowed before the angels, not men, but before the angels. Then one said, "Why do you seek his Christ, not his one?" This is where I needed to put his title in because he is now dead. His Christ, meaning our Creator's will to wanting him to die among the dead bodies. So here, this text, dead bodies, because there a lot of bodies are laid there until they probably know that they're dead, and then they bury them in the ground. So among the dead bodies might mean that there was other bodies there. So it wasn't, as they said in the text above, that nobody had ever been laid near. It'd be kind of strange that they had built one when this is next to a graveyard that they were crucifying people. The Israelis anyway, or the Hebrews were being crucified. They would be crucified right beside the house for our Creator because they seen the roof fall and then stuff like that. So, for he is not here as risen. Remember, he spake to you. He was still while he was still in Galilee. This he said it in Israel, but he said also a few times in I think once in Jerusalem, or in Judea or Judah. So I can't have this contradicting Jesus. And he said, "I, your son, for man, must be delivered into the hands of sinners and die. Then I will raise again." And you notice it's not the third day. This is they're making an angel lie because we know from the text above here that they died on the day that he was sacrificed, and our holiest was to begin. They took the body down then. That would have been before evening started, and they placed him in the tomb. So this is not a third day that they're saying Jesus is gone. Then they remembered his words, and they went from the tombs and reported everything to the 11 disciples. They have it correct in this text. And they were Mary Magdalene and Jonah, the Mary, of mother of James, all these other women, with them telling these disciples they don't need any of this. These words appeared to them nonsense. Well, they would have remembered just as they remembered. They told them a story, and you should remember this. But Peter ran and went into this don't need this text. They would have believed them because he wouldn't question the people that went to the tomb. And it was actually Mary and Joseph that went there, not all these people here. Saying these were there, but that isn't true. That will be removed later. And now a few disciples were walking. Yeah, it can't be behold. It has to be now. It says two, but I'm going to make them a few disciples because they were still grouped together. Example, as they were getting there, some were, let's see, Jesus had actually gathered a few disciples from here, and then here, and then here, and here. So as they went into this road, they would have broke up to different cities, just for you to understand that why I'm putting a few, because they were in groups as they were going, and they would have been in groups when they divided up. We're walking to a village named whatever this is, which is about 7 miles from Lake Galley. Now this is telling us what I just told you was wrong, or what they're saying was the city down here through here, and then these would have branched from there to there, because this is Jesus. I have Jesus walking this way, but these roads I put in, these these brown ones are roads. This kind of off-color green, that's his return. This starts his return to Judah. So just for you to understand what the map is showing here. But these roads, I don't have them all put in, and there would be more roads, but they're saying that there's a city someplace along here, or a village with a road that's going through them, which is about 7 miles from Lake Galilee, not from Jerusalem, but from Lake Galilee. They're saying, the text is saying from here, there's this, and there's going to be meeting them in Galilee, but he's already up here to this area. That's where the text reveals that he appears to them by Lake Galilee. This text, as you can see, is absolutely not truthful. This is going to be talking about what happened here as they were walking to this village. And they were talking about all these things that took place. Well, we know that that's when Jesus was crucified, and about they were conversing. Jesus approached him. Okay, now here's why I've got this not that way, or throwing them out, because their eyes were prevented from recognizing him. No, he told them he was going. So it wouldn't have been preventative that they didn't tell him. And then he's going to talk to them about what they were talking about. And so this is just made up story here. Yeah, this is all just made up story, because they crucified him. Jesus told him that he was going to be there to meet him, so he wouldn't play a guessing game, play hide and seek from him. And that's part of their story. And then that's part of the story. That's not needed. That's not needed. He said to them, foolish men, your slow hearts to believe that the prophets. Jesus told them that they was going to meet him there. Yeah, it's not necessary. It's not necessary for the Christ to suffer these things to enter into his glory. That's just a flat out lie by Jesus. And then he's going to go through all the prophets explaining how the things concerning about Jesus in all the scriptures. Doesn't need to. They were walking with him. They knew what was going on. They approached the village. He acted that he would go farther. So it heard them saying afterwards, yeah, this is just nothing story here. He was at the table, and he broke bread, and then their eyes were open to recognize him. No, and then he vanished. No, he was supposed to meet with them. This has got Jesus being deceiving to Jesus, or have Jesus being deceiving towards them, and he's not like that. And so this is just stuff they needed to add to their story. And then all of that is gone. That story, Jesus does not deceive people, especially when he told them he was going to be there. And while they were speaking, Jesus appeared. Now, as they were walking down the road, this is the true story here. While they were speaking, Jesus appeared, and they were startled, not frightened, and they thought they were seeing a spirit. No, he told them he would meet with them in Galilee or by Lake Galilee. They were told when they were leaving that the angels said that they're going to meet with them. So, and he asked them, "Why do some of you doubt that I have risen?" So this is among them that they didn't get to witness the tomb, but having to believe other words. So this means they didn't go back to the Peter didn't go back to the tomb to see if the body was gone. What they were thinking is maybe the Romans might have took him, but the argument might have been that way because we don't have the timeline of how they were doing this, but we have text from the other text that says that those that were guarding and watched all that happen, the roller go away and the angels, they were reported it to the high priest and his group there and then they paid him off to spread rumors that their disciples came and took him away. And I'm sure that someone else could have took him away, but that kind of rumor they might have been hearing being spread because people would have been coming up to them and asking them if they were still there in Jerusalem because they're supposed to stay there for the 7 day or 8 days. So the rumors that were being spread there were there. And now when they're leaving and they're talking about this. But he's kind of wondering, why have you doubted it? You should have trusted what I said. See my wrists and my feet, not my hands. When they put a nail through the hand, it's been proven that the skin will just rip right straight through from the weight. So it has to be the wrist and my feet. And touch me. His soul does not have flesh and bones. And touch me. See, they thought they were seeing a spirit. This would have been a ghost. They were startled. But I'm going to have to put the word ghost. Although, wait a second. I don't think I need to put ghost here either. I think I need to get rid of this. Oh, I wonder why my backspace key doesn't work. Brand new keyboard, too. Touch or see my wrists and feet. Touch me. Yeah, I'm getting rid of all this. Oops. Getting rid of all of this. Yeah, because it says seeing it, I'm seeing they looked at his wrist. I'm going to remove this as well. That's not needed. Now we have better because it continues that way. And as they looked at his wrist and feet, he asked, "Have you anything to eat?" And someone gave him a piece of not broiled fish, but smoked fish. When you smoke a fish, you're able to travel quite a distance in it to be edible. He took it and ate it before him. I don't need, took and ate it. Don't need those words there. They're there, that would be understood. Don't need to have that in the text. Then he said, These are my words which I spoke with you, and all was prophesied about me by his prophets. And the laws through Moses, that doesn't really need to be there because we all know that Moses wrote down what our Creator said, and other prophets prophesied as well, and by his prophets. And not just the Psalms, I fulfilled, that by his prophets I fulfilled. He opened their mind to the understanding of Scripture as well. No, he was teaching them that on the way as well, because that's what he was teaching, his gospel. So they would have known what he was teaching. They'd listened to him speak to many people, and it would have been over and over, pretty much saying the same thing. Thus I was prophesied I should suffer and rise again from my death. Can't have the word, the title here, because this is our Creator's want for him to obey him as to die. So, raised from my death, not on the third day. We don't want to make Jesus a liar like they have made him a liar. Like the green text that's being added should be pretty easy to understand. I'm sending you out with promises from our Father. On you to stay in cities until you're clothed with power from the high. No, this is not true. So this has to be removed, because he's sending them out with his authority just like he did before. So you are not to be clothed with power from the high, from high. We know that Jesus has his full authority now, because it's his kingdom, and he's been proven, tested, and did fulfill even every command from our Creator. So now we have them being sent out. For their repentance I will forgive their sin, and they are to proclaim my name to all nations for the beginning of my death, Jerusalem. You witnessed me and these prophecies. Now I'm sending you out. This verse is about those who come to Jesus, and this is their assignment after Jesus leaves or ascends. And then this is going to be the very end of the text that doesn't need to be, because he's told them in Galilee, so that has to be Lake Galilee, so they can't be in Judah yet. So why would they return to Jerusalem? This does make, this is just added text that is not needed, but this does kind of describe that he sends them out after he meets with them. Now we have the end, and that is finally the end of Luke. Getting really close now. It's getting exciting to where all these are going to be coming together, and I can't wait to show you how the text does that, and what all these cleaned up and truthful verses will do to have a true story of Jesus. I was thinking and looking, sorry.